mentioned the org debuff or the org buff, and with a debut map win on their pick, 13-9 over on Sunset. They're looking good, and we'll see if they can remedy the mistakes of round 1 and take a win here on Bind. Pistol round. Aggression, confidence out of Hakikimori down. Sorry, out of Thieves down long. It's screaming now we're confident.
Ooh. Fast TP. Oh my gosh, it's like we're watching our first series of the day. But it's going to be 100 Thieves that are teleporting through immediately, and it's going to be a TP for a TP to the other side of the map where one still waits. Slandy ready to deliver the audio, and maybe a few to the grave. Waiting with the Sheriff just to the right, and almost takes all of their HP. Meeting back up with the team here. They're going to set up the firing squad. This could get tricky.
I don't like Spike being an elbow, but I do like them fighting for deep spawn control, right? I said it was prerequisite for success on the attack half, and that's exactly what they're going for. But if Kalsushi premeditates this swing, you're going to be donating the Spike to the enemy team. And Kurosa at least is able to wrestle back both, so you can go back. But Terra then has to hold on to CT controller. It's not safe passage, and now you've lost all semblance of that. The 1v2 just going for the kills and deathmatch, and unfortunately, you won't walk away victorious this time. Kurosa, 100 Thieves win the pistol.
That was a very active round from 100 Thieves, and they still recoup, getting back to the site. Wow, the patience on realizing that Hakiki were going to play that. I mean, they didn't have to play it so slow, but 100 Thieves were like, let him plant. Pushing here is their best option. If we force them to plant, they're going to be all pushed out back to B-long and really play. You're right. Going forward is great, but there they could not as far. And almost did lose the Spike. It got sketchy for a moment, but plants stopped. All points really gained there by the side of 100 Thieves, and another pistol round for them as we see the shower control coming in really quick. The duelist sticking together on these plays.
Bunny be a traitor. 100 Thieves classic. No, I'm joking. But they understand. They know that there could be an outlaw lurking on the other side. So send the TP forward or just walk into your demise. And the other half of the A execute should fall in its place as well. Kurosa, nice scaling off the enemy brimstone smoke. But again, this is the mollies. Look at all the stall utility that the side of 100 Thieves has. Why this is the meta composition, unlike Hakikimori's.
Like butter, baby.
Oh, in the back, through the wall, in the head. Kurosa goes down just for grabbing the Guardian. That's going to be picked back up by Lydia here. Oh my gosh. That was almost frightening to see Malia coming out of the tube to instantly drop oranges there, and it's going to just be a few more as Jazzykins gets the best of Terror after a nice teleportation kill here. 2 for 100 Thieves. They keep up 3, so not too bad on really organizing themselves around the map to chase down Hakikimori here, but I think things are going to slow down as now Hakikimori have a chance to really lay down a round for themselves.
It feels like 100 Thieves at the moment, just similar to Sunset, understood the weaknesses and strengths of the composition and are playing around that accordingly. Whether it's the solo, Yoru lurk over towards Shower that they can counter with the Outlaw, whether it was, like we mentioned, waiting for them to take the fight to them in CT on the pistol exec. We'll see if that's a continuity here. For now, it's an eco round. Anything goes, like aggression down short. It's a weapon upgrade possible on the Guardian, but they want to instead intercept Shower's control first.
Play. Oh my, everybody just ate that flash. They're all going to have to hide. They're all in one spot, though, but this is going to be hard to uproot them out of this spot. Oranges lays it out for him, though, and says this is how it's going to happen. Quickly getting the Spike to plant it. The 1v1 versus Melia, who has to rotate with the Judge and no gun in range to pick up.
Nothing in U-Haul.
That's something, though.
They have Orb. We used to close the distance here just a little bit. This is the substitute player for Hakikimori getting called upon to win a pivotal round. I mean, the damage is already done economically. They need that round.
Oh, the Judge played out.
They know?
Wait! No! Oranges with the fumble on the gun, and Melia just sets it up and knocks it down with patience. The round to 100 Thieves.
That's just that awkward moment, like where you're both staring at each other, realizing your mistakes simultaneously, and just came out to who had the better weapon pull-out time and tracking, and Melia.
Moment.
Exactly. I mean, the Judge would have gotten the job done quicker, but ultimately 100 Thieves Momentum in their firm grasp at the moment. I mean, Showstopper online, converting the bonus. Marceline already has the operator online. They're truly depending on oranges now to open up the B site for a late follow through with, you know, Glass Cannon Guardian and the Neural Theft.
Quick flash.
Blinded.
Gotcha. Oh, also, big gotcha on the right side. Marceline says, thank you very much to take out Bunny Bee. A little bit of a Yoru diff to start us off here. And again, 100 Thieves find themselves at an advantage in the beginning of an eco round for Hakikimori.
Talked about First Blood's not being too different map one, but right now, 100 Thieves thriving in that environment. Each player finding their impact. Looks like Tara's going back for seconds here. Gun barrel. Oh, narrowly missed.
Spike
down.
down A.
Oh, see who else is there. Absolutely. Spike down. That is going to trigger everything into the one spot since it's so far ahead. Elidio with 3. Orbital Strike will be coming online soon. Actually is online. Lock that down. And Hakikimori here are going to get a timeout. And honestly, I don't think they're too worried about things super getting out of hand. I think it's just a calm down thing. Coming into this map, there might be kind of nerves, right? They're playing their game. They're getting to the sites. They're doing their thing, but it maybe just coverage on the trades on simple stuff, and they get right back into it.
Yeah, they look like they got fragmented there a little bit, especially on the eco run when you need to be taking those fights together. So I think that's what it is, just kind of resynchronization is the best way to phrase it. Again, they looked really good on the pistol run. I liked the ideas. I just feel like they got a little bit ahead of themselves. Like I wanted them to do that after the plant. So they can replicate some sort of similar success, again, leveraging the strengths of their kit. I mentioned how good the Yoru in combination with the ISO is for scaling. And I mean, Sky, in my mind, even with the nerfs, is still such an information demon on this map. So you can use that as well to clear out. I mean, they don't have a sentinel, right? You can probably strong hand your way through Melia and that toxic screen on the B site if you're careful.
Let's see how they decide to play it here out of the timeout. So they're going to go ahead and leave extremity control on the right side of the map open. And maybe hoping to, eat a flash here, cut time, and go back. Hoping that the Sky, I mean, they have the Sky, so they can't do that. Just getting in my own head. It's like, what can they do?
That's the op from
they are going to get a bit of a push, though.
I'm so nervous about this operator. Because like, Melly is baiting, so they're not even going to know it's a factor until it's too late. Here it comes.
Ready. Yeah.
Just like that.
Falling into the trap, too. So quickly. 100 Thieves is getting just about everything they want when they set up these little tricks for Hakikimori to fall into. And now it is going to take the retake. Remember, they have 2 huge ults. Jazzy can just light that fuse. But it's going to be the orbital strike first, so Jazzy can find some targets after the fact. And yeah, Kurosu's forced to peek.
That's exactly how you want to play it if they didn't have ultimates, right? The ISO up in their face, but Jazzy uses it to defuse the situation. Terror in the 1v3, pressure mounting out of elbow simultaneously as they try to take a fair fight on the Slandy. Do they know a player's above them? It doesn't matter. They have to set their sights on the 1v1s.
Wait. How are they alive?
2 bullets.
What is this?
Classic in head. And it doesn't matter.
Weapon here.
That was some sick movement.
I was having a hard time tracking that. Making me dizzy.
I love it. That was great. I'm dizzy as well. But my gosh, to see Terra kind of making the right calls, the right plays, the right positions in so many instances of just a microsecond. Really cool stuff to see, but it's still not enough. You can see how much they're taking this just to the last drop, and 100 Thieves is still able to take down Hakikimori for 5 in a row and really snuff out that Hakikimori timeout. It can still come into play after this round with those ultimates. They could be planning, but they're going to have to do something soon.
That's my concern, mismatch in the money and the ult situation here. Again, they're getting control over B, and we mentioned the gulag and the confidence, but when you grab a clone, it doesn't matter. Marsley can challenge Kalsushi forward and can cut off the rest of your teammates. Terra comes back to life, but there's so many players on this site, and you're challenging into a shorty through the toxic screen. Now Kurosu, who was in their own universe, is the last one in a 1v5.
Everyone's looking. You were hoping you caught a 1v1, but there were about 8 eyeballs looking in the same direction there to Hakikimori on B long. 6-0 now for 100 Thieves, and this 100 Thieves rolled through their map pick, and now they're finding comfort on defense of Hakikimori's pick, where they can't get the double duelist to activate here. They're going to try their hand fully at B this time, keeping this, the traps more to what would be a very committed position if 100 Thieves were to rotate. So that might cause someone to have to turn and watch behind. No, they're going to have a second trap. So here they go up towards B. They either teleport or full commit here.
Yeah. It's like more just in a cycle. They're trying this B exec because they felt so close to it prior. And you mentioned, yeah, they could go for a TP play here, but they have no shower control. Right? They don't know if there's a player pushed all the way through. They have no information on that side of the map. It's very tunnel vision towards success on this site.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, look at the stack that's here. That's so difficult to get through.
Who's next?
Out of charge.
Oh. Like that. TP in a dimensional drift. Yeah. Let's see. Big investment. Big plays need to follow here. They don't need to push too much further on this situation, but it's a beautiful one to be covering each other perfectly on this. They go for a bit much, but they're still going to get good info out of it right now. Holy moly, this is really fast for 100 Thieves to be entering sight.
I mean, they hand out the Vandal, right, to Marceline so that she can get the dimensional drift out, but it doesn't matter because Slandy was taken out of the fight. Only the operator left in hand. The 1v2. This could be Hikiki's first round in the making. High-low configured. Slandy going for the tap. They poke their head out of the sky smoke, but it cannot find a living soul. High-low feels inconceivable. Deconstruct and Terror with 4 kills on the round. We'll put Hakikimori on the map.
There they are. Lucky round number 7. Operator for Bunny B is going to be saved around there. Marceline on the other side, so we're going to make it a little slower of a game. Maybe not, though, because Hakikimori, working with a bit of speed there, did get 100 Thieves discombobulated a bit for a good execute, even though it came down to the last drop there. Okay. Not too many big ultimates up, so it's going to require a lot of teamwork to get back, but also through these next rounds for Hakikimori.
Oh no, and not another first blood. It's gonna go the way of Kurosu this time. Marceline finally shut down early on. Got the weapon away, but they don't even know that Bunny Bee has an operator of her own here. So it's gonna be the Jazzy Bunny Bee head-to-head here, perhaps out of Garden. Toxic Screen preventing that outcome for the time being.
Oh my!
Fuel recharge narrowly missing out.
We can see how confident Hakikimori is. I mean, that was just like, okay, walls up. They're probably not going to bring it down, but they're just relying on things to happen instead of considering. Here. And that, yeah, almost cost them right there. It's the little things. They're going to catch you off guard. TP along with the real one. Now they are going to fake this B hit with a lurking Jazzy and Hookah still.
Yeah, I mean, you tap and they're just going to swing it. Terror.
Yep.
Are you looking towards Hookah? Nope.
And I got another gun.
Oh. Blinded.
Hiding in a TP.
Ounce of breathing room.
Spike planted.
How do they rotate? All the way back out. Okay, Melia is going to just leave the pit. Oh, of course. I think you would have to. Would they have in terms of Slandy? Nothing. And they get Cypher tripped out, or Cypher had it out, so they're going to have to make a move here. Jig is up.
Time is ticking away. Bonnie has a nice angle, and Hookah, the wall is laid, but Lydia able to deposit herself back into the site. Snakebite already exhausted here. Clear out default as well. The wrap, though, Orange tucking into the brim smoke is everything. They should get a timing, so even if Melly were to get the kill here, there is no time left. Hakikimori will get their second in this first half on the long road to recovery.
Nice Red Bull clutch there. It's going to be costly on each one, but the wins are what matters. They can get on the defensive side with a few more rounds, and you can play particular to that score or how much you scored. All right. the movement from Hakikimori has to be good here. 100 Thieves continue to set up pretty confidently on just the bottlenecks to each site, finding a first blood and making the site retake that much easier with the numbers whittled down on the side of Hakikimori. Marceline still has an op, so expect that to get out on the line.
Yep, good old-fashioned shower fight with the operator leading the charge here. Guiding light temporary, but dodged. It's that gate crash, though. That is gorgeous from Bunny B. And while 8 HP, she's got the job done. And there's a regrowth in Kaosushi's back pocket with her name on it. So they will, again, I mentioned they need this backside control as a prerequisite for success. Exactly what they've done. Guiding light. They handle Lydia. And it's all coming up Hakikimori this round.
Oh, pushing, trying to get the timing. It is there. That's the kind of stuff you love to see when a team that Hakikimori is doing right now, when you have the advantage, you continue to push forward. You know you have just a half second of timing. The opponent might be there, like we saw Melia, but they may not be as prepared as they need to be. And really, really steady play for Hakikimori to take 3 in a row here and prompt the 100 Thieves timeout.
Very, very proactive there. Was curious to see kind of what flavor of a timeout philosophy 100 Thieves had. So it's nice to see again taking every round seriously here. Yeah. Towards the Swiss again. It's getting late. You know, they might even want to close this out in 2 as well. I know we got some East Coasters on this team, and
on this cast.
On this cast as well. Thank you guys. And I mean, coming into this round again, it's because they look like they are scraping together a bye. It's because they do have that showstopper. So if they are going to invest it, they don't want to waste it. So this does feel like that kind of crucial tipping point. We saw the 6-4 tipping points for Wanada, but I think this one's come a little bit earlier, where it could be a 6-6 or it could be a pull ahead. And I like the prefacing.
We get these op trades going back and forth. See it being a big factor for both teams here. So, yeah, that helps the ebb and the flow of the game, too. Start to swing back in Hakikimori's favor that they can deny 100 Thieves having that on Marceline. Okay. Ultimate for Jazzy here if they really get into a position where they're trading up. I mean, they don't have to. I thought I was going to see more Guardians, but they decide to actually all go regen on this round, except for Slandy, just to make sure they have the rifles there and the 1 Guardian.
And Bunny B attack operator was not what I expected to be Hakikimori's savior, but it's been definitely aiding here and really giving Bunny B that lifeline where I said I wanted to see more out of her this map. See, this round is trying to punish any kind of ego aggression. Now that they've realized that it is this full force up with the regen shields out of 100 Thieves, which is going to change at its core how they play this round.
Scout destroyed.
Oh, scale up. Trying to set Bunny beyond the line. Ever so slightly missing the timing on wall up for melee to reposition.
They just start to give little bits of alert. I mean, they know they're there, so they just take a shot. Very far out of showers, which makes me think we're going to get a super late showers take. But Slandy's going to play all the way up. Oh, and gets good info. Camera's seen, or heard, I should say, as they start to take the site. U-Haul control is going to be pivotal here.
How? Bonnie B, operator in hand, and gets out of the dimensional drift. Still finds a kill. And Orange is that late look through showers that you mentioned. I'm always worried when you don't tie up loose end showers, but keep that in check. And with Melia and Jazzykins, again, we mentioned how, you know, brittle the wallets are at this point. Yeah, probably contemplating a save. I mean, Jazzy is full util here as well.
Woo. So what's next round? We still have some ults. The money is going to be, this is 3rd loss in a row, so 2,900 on top of the credits. Might still be a decent buy for 100 Thieves and the ults to use to make it another round for them. But yeah, the timeout did not have a result on this round for 100 Thieves. Hakikimori doing very well to make sure of that.
Yeah, very, very thorough. Just, again, waiting to ensure there was no aggro push. And then just not feeling quite right on the BXX, so they pivot A. And investing, again, just the dimensional drift, just to be sure. Because they do have these kind of ultimates to temper out for the rest of the half, right? And not dead yet here. The Seeker's there. If Corrosive pops off this round, the last round of the half, you'll have the kill contract as well. So all of this warming up nicely for, again, that 6-6 perspective half. 100 Thieves now seeks to spoil with It's not a force buy. You said you were hoping it would be a little bit stronger than this, Riv, but it's just the Stinger Sheriffs. Compliment these tier rifles carried over.
All right. So they're taking their for sure buy next round. Maybe look for some upgrades on this one then. Very passive from Hakikimori here. Kind of maybe expecting a bit of an early play with Jazzy's ult even. They are so far back. But there's also going to be a push from 100 Thieves on the left side.
There.
Ooh, to the edge of that tripwire. Been pinged out, so this is as far as they go. But again, this is comfortability, right? This is certainty that they aren't going B. Yeah, they could slip the net over towards Fallon, but that's why Jazzy's watching it. Now the players are prepared to fight, to lock in, sink their teeth in here over towards the A site and get those upgrades that you forementioned, Rivington.
And they keep them off in just enough time. Okay. I think the operator was dropped down. That's one of the ones that they wanted. Now Oranges has a tall task of 2, but it's not going to be strong enough. Melia and team push through on that backside, and the ult. Oh my god, they are just raining down ults. One right back into the U-Haul. Oh, it doesn't hit. 20 for Kalsushi.
Just clipping the wall there, not quite going through the doorway. And of all the weapons to pick up, Slandy probably doesn't want the operator in this situation.
Whoa.
Lydia, 8 HP, but Terror caught sleep, but it's okay, because they can sleep when they're dead. Ultimate utilized, tracked down though by Lydia, still with HP, mind you. It's all down to Kalsushi. Sees, barely missed, and it's a double swing, but again, Slandy, weapon in hand, able to get out of the ruse just in time to get the refrag off of Lydia, and 100 Thieves will get their 7th after an arduous journey.
Yeah, that's crazy. Doing so much with the Stinger, taking down the op and showers, and the Sheriff taking down a Phantom to pick those up and still recover a bit of that damage towards the end of the round was incredibly big. But wow, 100 Thieves getting aggressive, more aggressive than any other defending round, I should say. And it pays off big there to come back into this. Maybe that's what the timeout was about. Win on the eco.
I mean, it definitely worked. Again, they kind of leveraged what they could invest to buy, at what point they wanted to invest those big ticket ultimates. And it was just enough to get the scales. And speaking of tipping the scales, Marceline was lined up for the collateral, but again, Kurosu, the first blood machine, but at least keep things one-on-one, and that is unfortunate. Kill contract goes awry, but Terror's aim does not. One after another, that should open the A side wide up, so much so that Oranges even abandons their lurk across the map, and with 4 strongs, they will infiltrate the A site, and again, set up deep sightlines onto CT. And they gotta have the sightlines when their hearing's been stripped away by Slandy's Nightfall.
Oh. Close. Terror, though, back into position to fight. Always getting the second peek in. Something I love about Terror is you get that first swing in the second one, but it's just going to be Oranges on the final swing this time. Slandy goes down, and Hakikimori will find 5 in that first half, making it a consecutive run from 7 to 10, and then dipping their toe back in right to end it. And one of the best times, too, to grab around and keep that mentality that you are getting the W's.
Yeah, from 0-5 to 7-5 is a statement to the mental fortitude of Hakikimori. I thought for a second we were going to see them lose steam, lose confidence. And again, they did for a short spell have this rinse and repeat mentality to their efforts. But got stabilized by that time, like we mentioned. Turned things around. Now we're 1 pistol away from really putting things back into perspective here. And we get to see, I mean, when I first started casting Valorant, I was never a believer of the double duelist on defense, and it's just become such a staple at this point. Because you get that ego, you get that confidence behind you. Where yeah, you're pushing this deep into shower if you're an ISO, challenging your close smoke. And you can because you have such strong sky information on the other side of the map outside of Belong.
And that's something 100 Thieves has to worry about, right? You can see Melia peeking. We don't have info there, but it now weakens what's happening here in mid for just a second. Not taken advantage of just yet by Hakikimori, but they are staying active. And still trying to find out info. They go to re-clear showers, they re-clear sands. They're just trying to stay knowledgeable about the map right now. Oh, this is going to be bad at market.
It's giving the sunset wrap here. It's been flipped on its opposite side. Hakikimori should have been able to keep a lid on it, but Lydia's the one, ironically, to
Still waiting.
crack it open to keep things in check as Slandy made their way out of long to get the spike plant, and somehow 100 Thieves still comes out the better for it.
Thought it was going to be the ambulance for Lydia. Call it for the side of Hakikimori. Entering the site, Kurosu and Terror. Two players who don't mind having in this situation as they begin. Terror with that classic, with that overheal. Moving slightly faster, tries to find the shots. It's going to be Slandy crouching. And just up to the left go the classic bullets of Terror for the Slandy win. 100 Thieves get pistol round to push them further in this second half.
Terra trying to pull a fast one on Slandy, double smoke, make it seem like you are going directly for the spike. Instead swings the close angle, but Slandy is prepared. Slandy, we gotta count the number of clutches that she has this series because it has been absurd. 100 Thieves claim second pistol of the map. Like you mentioned, shut down that perspective of a quick turnaround on the side of Hakikimori.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bunny beat Marshall to make a reprise here. See what it can accomplish on the defense over towards B-Long, but it's the other sniper rifle that will sing in the server. Melia shuts down Kurosu. No first blood this time around, and no Marshall kill either as Lydia cross map finds a mirror kill to further widen the gap.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's scary to have Jazzy and Marceline as your double duelist, but I mean Lydia and Melia are just as terrifying here at the beginning of the round to open everything up. Even with a little bit of a push on Hakikimori, the shots are ringing out, and they're going to be able to get this low buy round out of the way and move on to that bonus pretty quick.
Again, just a very disjointed swing from Hakikimori, pieced apart by 100 Thieves. Be surprised if this isn't kept flawless, but that's the issue with the Sheriff. Always the threat. Oranges as well, not really clear out of U-Haul if they take an expedition. That's why Slandy is going to be the one to search, right? Ghost is no harm, no foul if you lose it. And she's not even going to lose that weapon. 20 HP, upgrade to the Sheriff, and anything 100 Thieves come out of the round better than they were before.
Yeah. And they have lots of money from all those kind of just save-throughs. Easy play, and a 2200 3 still. Jazzy's going to keep that, the Spectre. Yeah, they're feeling really good, and they're going to play confident to that. So I feel like Jazzy's going to be popping out on the site here if that's the case. Get the close fight in hookah, a little support behind, and then everybody's going to crash this site if they don't get the teleport in first.
And I mean, 2 light shields and having to opt for an Ares and a Guardian so you can have full shield because you know and fear now the Melia Outlaw. So they're already starting off at a weaker contest here. Just to combat this bonus for 100 Thieves, keep them off of double digits. And you have the rotate here. Bunny B at the start.
Noise. Absolutely cut.
Whoa.
What a flash off the wall. That was nasty. And they didn't even know Oranges kind of had that creep up push. This is Jazzy working the close Spectre. Gets a few before going down. And yeah, that really, really cool protocol coming out from the defensive side.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, that's where Bunny B can thrive a little bit more than the lone wolf Yoru type is, again, setting up the team, playing together for these aggressive micro traps. And I like that they don't hold the line. I like that they disengaged. They waited, they gave up spike control, and just had Kurosu join up over towards the B site. At the TP, you can see the ping coming out of the TP. That's exactly what Terror is poised for.
Just waiting. You have to know. Which one do I want?
10 seconds
C's?
left.
Probably knows Bunny B has a bit. Yeah, it's going to be tough to not get that crossfire pinned down for Hakikimori, though. They're going to have it. 9-6 now as that bonus does come through for Hakikimori. They can start to ride a bit of that momentum. What's the buy here for Bunny? See if they can flex in a few more. I think Cal Sushi's going to have to go with maybe even a shotgun on this round. They're trying to figure it out as we tick down into it. They may just stick with this. No, there they are. A little bit of the schlag on the buy. Judge and Phantom.
I mean, 2 off from Dimensional Drift. This is smart for Bunny B.
Yep.
Concerned though, buy a Nightfall combination. They recognize the stack over here towards shower. Could be a really quick way to challenge it. Or just send Marceline in. Better get the job done off of the fade util.
You want to try to get these ISO ultimates. You saw just the ping on the orb, but it was undoable. If they could just get to that ISO ult again and get Kurosu in the 1v1s they want so bad.
They're trying to set them up for that kill.
Bring them down.
But Terror falls as the toxic screen gets popped, and Kurosu, just cut your losses, play off of Bunnybee's contact, and there's the Nightfall as aforementioned. Now you're deafened, so you can't even hear the timing from Marceline at a shower. The smokes fragment Kalsushi Heaven, so no tradability in sight. The 100 Thieves will flood in, and Marceline's only the problem more pounded back sight.
Spike planted.
Wow. Hakikimori finding their targets here on the retake of the site. Wait a minute.
Enemy remaining.
It's looking really good for 100 Thieves as they start to pull it back in their favor. And now it is up to Kalsushi. One shot gives the ult, could detect the last one, but it's Slandy to get 3 there as they recuperate what looked like it could have been a round swinging to Hakikimori there.
And good team play, good comms. 3, 2, 1 swing. You cap off the round, you get the double digits.
Yeah.
You prevent a Kalsushi clutch. And that's the last Hakikimori timeout here. They like the 10 over the 11, I've noticed, from map 1 to this map. Like a little bit of wiggle room to work with if their first plan does not go their way. And coming into this round, you got, again, not a great buy, but really strong ultimates. It feels like a similar mismatch to what we saw over on Sunset to round off the map. And that makes me a little wary here, but again, if they have a concrete plan, if they can catch 100 Thieves off guard, we could see something.
What are the alt grabs? Not even that great for 100 Thieves. So they have to get the kills to come in. Hakikimori definitely has a chance to catapult themselves, like you said, with using a few of these. And we've seen both teams get the best of each other with some thrifties, even coming out of second round after pistol. So Hakikimori resets one more time. They're going to have that Hero Guardian coming out and Sheriffs alongside it to see if it can get any tag damage. Guardian's going over as an Odin for a second. It's going over towards the right or left side of B. Yeah, we just saw that flicker in like a fever dream, and then it's gone. All right, big default here from 100 Thieves though.
I'll find you.
Yeah. And that's purely faking to try and deposit a lurk player over towards shower, right? You get the Yoru, you got the fade util, and you leave. And all this, again, when you don't have better weapons, you want to play the power in numbers, so Hakikimori will be more inclined to rotate as soon as contact's made. Curious what the setup looks like, though, between Oranges and Kurosu. Looks like it's a vulnerability and a swing off the Guardian from Cubby. That looks like the plan. We talked about the trap plays Garden. This is another one.
Oh, gets out of the cam, goes for the swing. Yeah, they're going to have such different angles that it's so hard to adjust your crosshair for that. But in the 1v1, Marceline will find the target. Oh, yep. Just wait it out.
One enemy remaining. Thrifty.
Oh my god, that was
blinded.
Gross. Yeah, with the utility flashing over. Stop it. Just
if I can't see them, they can't see me. But it works out. Trigger discipline for Bunny Bee. Beautiful track there as well. Just sticking it out outside of showers, recognizing there could be a developed lurk from Melia.
Yeah.
And again, we've seen really good depth, specifically in the trap plays revolving around Garden, right? The speed in which they were able to flip that fight in their favor, I think, has been the strongest part of Hakikimori's bind.
Yeah. Just making it feel so uncomfortable right away every time they want to try to take that bottleneck. Of course, Hakikimori's figured out that win condition. Jazzy straight to Lambs, but it hasn't been that big of a coverage for Hakikimori. They're playing outside of it. And inside is going to be Caruso finally getting that 1v1 they've wanted.
Against a Sheriff, though. So more like novel guaranteed.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the deposit here from Jazzy. outside of U-Haul, and doesn't look like they'll have the opportunity really to cash it in. 2 players closing in on her from both sides. The spike is across the map. Melia alone in hookah. Jazzy, thinking one might call the rotates over, but that's why there's so much utility. Trying to just launch her to no avail.
And why? It feels like you just watch the exits. You know Jazzy's going to be able to play this so well.
Oh, no.
I have cursed thee. I apologize. And it's going to be the rotation back over from 100 Thieves. Great clearing there by Cal Sushi to choose that timing and just drop Jazzy in the tracks.
And Bunny playing a little silly here. Again, not Valorant if you aren't having fun. He goes for the style shots of the Sheriff to match a fair fight. But Hakikimori get their 8th, and again, we saw that kind of fake comeback of them closing the gap on Sunset, and there was one shattering round from 100 Thieves. And it looks like we are saving up for that prospect here again, right? 1 off Nightfall, 2 off Dimensional Drift, other 3 ultimates active, and a buy. Honestly, this might have been where if I was 100 Thieves, I would have taken an early timeout as well. I don't know. Just to get it, it feels like if you mess this round up.
Used. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
it feels
true.
like it would have really profound impacts, and you might even see a map 3.
All right. A lot resting on this round. It's going to be an interesting What Bob Sushi in the head? Was that? Did they get seized over the wall? That's insane. It had to be. They're going to keep going through this. We do see the assist there coming in from Slandy on that kill. Absurd start for 100 Thieves here, and man, did they have this plan before the round even started for sure.
Sorry for saying you guys needed a timeout. Okay. They're like, we have an exact combination of these ultimates. This is the go-to composition for double duelist on Bind. We know how to play this out. But Hakikimori have similar ideas up their sleeve. Dimensional Drift to counter the Viper's Pit. Further solidified by the neural theft. Terror acting like a Yoru clone or having a disconnect. Who knows, but they're back from the grave for a second lease on life. That's quickly shut down. Cancellation of contract as 100 Thieves leverage those ultimates perfectly into a site take and follow through on an 11th.
I feel like my mouse battery died moment, honestly.
Yeah.
It was just it felt like a perfect strafe, but no movement from the mouse. So hopefully that's not the case. They get a quick plug-in if it is, and Hakikimori can find themselves getting back in, Buzz. Like they stalled pretty well after that first initial ult because it was only one member, but 100 Thieves had such a plan after that. It was almost impossible to find your footing again for Hakikimori.
Trying to find their footing. Some stability maybe brought by the Bunny Bee operator over towards the B site. Again, I feel like that's something as Hakikimori has been a little bit too quick to rotate, right? Compared to these 100 Thieves 100 Thieves fakes and pressure points.
Right.
Bunny Bee operator outed. Slandy still has this Nightfall as well. Last time we saw them group up and kind of explode through A short off of it in the toxic screen. Kind of what they're poised for here yet again, right? You group up, you can get some satchels, or a satchel I should say, ready for Jazzykins. That hinges on players not falling to terror outside of shower.
Yeah, great positioning already to be able to go up this far and hold it. Oh, that is an angry prowler off the tag, off the trail. They start, oh my god, Melia is just playing aim labs over here, dropping people left and right with some headshots. The orbs are falling. And now it is going to be Hakikimori trying to skip in from defense here. It's going to be tough with that operator as well.
Look at the money. 150 credits for the 2 survivors right now. They're not going to have a buy. I'm surprised. I mean, it's such a difficult position to know to save, to go for it. And I'm so glad they're letting Melia take the initiative here towards CT. I wanted the iBUYPOWER ace, but Marceline steals it away, finding their counterpart Yoru. But nonetheless, it's still 112th and Matt series point.
Hakikimori is showing these rounds where they can get in and figure out what 100 Thieves is doing, but the adaptation is so fast, back and forth. 100 Thieves then figures out what they need to do to not suffer that loss again, and then we get another one, maybe 2 rounds in a row, as we've seen here, 17, 18, 19, and 20 for both teams. But yeah, the low buy is going to be very tough. You're still looking at a few ultimates, as 100 Thieves has been able to kind of roll these into the next rounds with how much they're getting off the ults at one time. And that's a huge start to get Bunny B, or to get Jazzykins off the map.
Yeah, but Marceline with this information. Yep, I was gonna say might call for the TP, and it again hinges on Melia. Just got a 4K, was pivotal in clearing out a short, and she has done it again. Finding Kurosu, Lydia from Showers. You mentioned it was these two supportive controller players that really complemented the double duelist and is sending 100 Thieves spiraling towards a map conclusion. If Bonnie B doesn't have something to say about it first.
Ooh. They pause for pause, but still the push. They're not going to be able to give each other any crossfire here. Just one more remaining. They drop the terror. They live in dreamland, and 100 Thieves as a crew now within the organization find their first win.
They have stolen it out from under Hakiki.